we will get Drifter with us momentarily. Wow.
Oh, hold up. Sorry. Having some camera problems here. And
we were just saying that
we're back. Hey,
whoa, you're upright.
You're ambulatory. Look at that.
No, you look like in the those old 90s
you guys
shows.
ruined the gag. We had a whole reveal going on here. You pull it back up. Screw with it a little bit. You guys are too smart. Too much production value, man.
Yeah, you weren't close enough to it. It's close though.
Yeah, you should have it show up with a star wipe.
I wanted to kind of lean forward, but I figured that would look weird.
No, you looked like in those 90s movies where the character's supposed to be sleeping in a dream and they start floating off the bed.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly that. Yeah.
Kind of looked like. I think
every Disney Plus production, if you look close enough, you can just kind of see the keying.
Cotton Hill. Now you are in bed, and we're not going to be fooled by it.
Yeah. No, this bed is real. I'm doing a lot better, tremendously, but I'm not sit up 3 hours for a podcast level better. I'm still a little limited. Say that again.
We barely are.
By the end, we'll just
collapse like a marionette.
So what? All right, let's do this. How are you feeling? What do you have now?
I don't have anything new. I think I have less things going on, and I feel a lot better. The entirety of the story since last time is I got treated for the tick-borne illnesses, the nasty ones. I was better for about 2 months. And then in the spring, I started feeling super shitty again. Went back, got tested, still positive, went back to the doctor. And the doctor's like, okay, we'll do it again, but more extreme this time. So I took atovaquone, azithromycin, and clindamycin, and about the highest doses that you can take at home for about as long as you can. Anything more, I would have probably need to check into a hospital for.
Cleaned you out.
Yeah. Oh, it did. Yeah. Atovaquone is anti-malarial. It looks like paint thinner, tastes like paint thinner, terrible stuff.
Chlamydia, no more.
Yes. Yeah. Did all that. Pretty rapidly started feeling better. I have made more progress since the treatment ended in June. I've made more progress since then than I have in the last 3 years. Literally Tuesday. So 2 days ago, I graduated PT. They said I was so healthy, it was not necessary for me to be there. I can continue working out, building strength at home. Standing time increased, driving time increased, sitting time. Sitting is slightly relaxing instead of horrible. So if I it used to be I'll go to the grocery store and then I'm fucking cooked and I need to take a 2-hour break. Now I can just sit for 10 minutes and then go do a different thing. And it's not such a big deal. We're stacking multiple things. And honestly, almost everything is better. I'm a long way from well. I kind of went through hell on this one. But the trend is good, and I'm praying to God and everything holy that every little creepy crawly in my body is dead for good, and I never, ever, ever have to drink atovaquone ever again.
What is
the whole thing?
Is that it?
That's the malaria drug?
It's an anti-malarial drug. It looks like highlighter fluid and tastes pretty similar. You mix it with milk and then drink it, and it absolutely cleans you out. Yeah, because it has to have fatty foods. So I would eat like fatty burgers and pork and drink this gross shit milk. Horrible. It was terrible. It was not fun. We cut the treatment about 2 weeks short because it was starting to give me some heart troubles. I think the azithromycin or maybe Clinda, I can't remember which one, can cause heart palpitations. I was starting to get those, so we pulled it a little early.
Is that antibiotic, the erythromycin?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're all antibiotics, and it seems to have worked. I'm on 3 months post-treatment, constant progress. Everything feels a lot more normal. It used to be I told you stories I would pour the cereal milk and sprain my wrist and it was just done for 3 weeks. No more of that bullshit. A lot more resilience. If I sprained something, if I hurt something, I fell down the stairs the other day. It's normal, a step or two. It's normal. It's you hurt something and you rest it a couple hours, a day or so. It's fine. I'm doing that train now instead of, I hurt something. Well, there goes the month, So it's all very positive. No new diagnoses, no doctor visits, no anything. We're actually minimizing things. I'm going to attempt to return to some version of normal, a lesser version of normal. I've gone from being 90 years old to maybe 60. So
how old are you actually?
37. Felt like 90 for a long time. So it's all very positive.
If all these high-tech solutions don't end up working, at some point you need to go to a faith healer or something, right? You just gotta invest in some alternative approaches. And I'm not being bigoted whatsoever. I say
No, he'll go to a lesbian witch if he
all,
needs to.
try all the different religions, but not all at once. Like be all in on one. And then if that doesn't work, then you can be like, all right, backing away from that. Clearly, fucking Islam isn't the solution here. Let's try Christianity. Oh, wouldn't you know? I feel a lot better. And then because if you try and do them all at once, whoever is a god is going to see.
You should be a Lyme doctor. I briefly attempted to engage with the Lyme, because I didn't have Lyme, but had a couple of diseases very similar, kind of in the same family. The Lyme community, the most scammy, ridiculous, anti-science, ridiculous, conspiracy-driven bullshit I've seen in my life since QAnon. And I shit you not, I went to there's like a website where they'll refer to you Lyme literate doctors in your area, doctors that have expertise in Lyme and will treat you outside of the normal medical system because doctors don't understand this rare disease. First one was a naturopath who sold for $25 a bottle prayer prescriptions. They were little pieces of paper with prayers cut up in a bottle, and he would prescribe you these prayers to read once a day for $25. He literally on the site, it said Christian and Jewish prayers only. Islamic prayers don't work because Allah doesn't exist.
Whoa!
All sorts of religious stuff, all sorts of weird faith healing, vitamins. There's a huge amount of people are trying like weird herbs, like I think some sort of protocol where you take like 37 herbs. The other doctor it referred to me in my area, I found out doesn't have a practice. Why, you might ask? Because he's in jail for writing prescriptions to sell the drugs for. Like he was just like writing prescriptions for himself and selling them. It was wild.
There's a law.
It was a terrible experience.
Yeah, he's just a drug dealer.
That's what a doctor does.
Pretty much.
That's what a lot of them are. A lot of them are drug. I guess they're all drug dealers in that way. Yeah.
Lyme community's terrible, horrible, conspiracy ridden.
Isn't it one of the diseases where like they genuinely really don't know a lot about it though? Like,
yes, and that's the ironic part. Is I instead of being pissed off at these people like QAnon or like anti-vax guys, I've kind of gone through this myself. I feel for them. The education around this topic is very minimal in med school. Even for something like Lyme, which you've all heard of, you would be shocked at how many times you go to a medical professional and they say, nope, that's impossible. No, we're not going to test. Now, I've had doctors tell me Lyme's not real. It's just people stressed out and they imagine their symptoms. Just like all sorts of wacky stuff. So you have a huge community of people. It affects like 100,000 people a year. You get all these weird, fucked up body-wide symptoms and arthritis at 25 and stuff like that. And almost everybody's experience,
I'm so glad I don't have Lyme disease. I've been bitten by so many ticks in the woods.
I've been ticked up and I never got any.
You could have got what I got from those ticks. You don't want it. But I feel for these people because they go to doctors. They have the same experience I have. Well, you've got anxiety. You're stressed out. This is hypochondriasis. This is some sort of Munchausen. This is nonsense. None of this makes any sense. Go get therapy. Go away. And these people that are fucked up by Lyme can't even get tested for it. And they're desperate and in horrible pain. And the only people offering them solutions are all sorts of crummy, like naturopaths and homeopathic doctors, and go to a chiropractor for your Lyme treatment. But they'll take you seriously. They'll listen to you instead of telling you to go piss off. But
counterpoint, did you even try any placebo?
Fuck no.
You didn't try the prayer sheets?
You should have had some sugar pills and some prayer and see if it cured you.
I mean, it's like it's definitely like a more comfortable thing to imagine that like a doctor knows, like when if something's wrong with you and you go in, like you want to believe they have like total knowledge of the subject and can just be like, bing, bang, boom, this is what needs to happen. But like, if you know doctors in your personal life and have ever heard them talk about something as like benign as nutrition, you're like, oh fuck, like there are a huge number of blind spots in these people's work.
I've never had a doctor figure it out. I've never once had a doctor figure my thing out. I swear to God, every time I've been to a doctor, I figured the thing out. I came in, I was like, hey, it's folliculitis. Yeah, it's folliculitis. I got to keep that hot tub clean. Oh, let me take a look. Yep, that's folliculitis. All right. Or that time I had fucking syphilis and they were giving me, what's that? Prednisone. They're giving me prednisone for syphilis.
No, I don't think that's what they're supposed to.
What the fuck?
Prednisone is a steroid,
right?
Yeah,
but not a good one.
You need antibiotics for syphilis.
I didn't even get biceps.
Yeah, shot in the ass cures it. I had to go. I had been going to that doctor 2 or 3 times for the syphilis symptoms, and she had me using olive oil on my hands and fucking taking prednisone. I was wearing gloves.
Hell does that do?
You're waking up in the morning putting olive oil on your hands. Yeah.
So the skin
how much
off
was coming off? Can
like
you
the
show?
whole palm, by the end, the whole palm was like the skin was gone, like down to this.
So you like degloved almost top layer?
So it goes down to this pink baby layer that you have to be so careful with. So like I would wear surgical gloves full of olive oil all the time. All the time. Like all day I'm gaming. I'm gaming with olive oil.
No.
Yes, I'd sleep with them.
Did it hurt your KD ratio?
Do you like go to a restaurant or go shopping with your serial killer gloves?
Sir, no outside condiments.
I had my olive oil gloves on, and then I put tactical gloves over that to make YouTube videos.
Hello, my friends. I am syphilis riddled, and I smell like an olive garden. It's time to blow up a refrigerator and then go back to moistening my palm.
And
I gotta hand it to you. That's very Chadley.
It is
Chadley. The soles of my feet too. They were peeling off, but not nearly as bad. But my whole palms by the end were just this pink skin that was so tender and like painful.
How fast did it start happening? Was it like, oh, that's weird, my palm, there's some loose skin, or was it like
it starts with like a little like dead white like circle of skin that you sort of pick at and scratch off, like
athlete's foot maybe?
No,
this is a bacterial thing.
It'll be and it'll just like spread, and you just like keep, and there'll be like a perimeter that's sort of ragged and hanging off. And you're like, oh, let me pick that loose skin off, but you just keep going until there's none left. Just keep going until there's none left,
dude. If you wouldn't have got that taken care of, the neurosyphilis. I'm pretty sure the way that syphilis goes is you would eventually your palms and the soles of your feet would have gone back to normal on their own. And then you would have been in like a 10 to 20 year waiting period until you became
neurosyphilis.
Al Capone.
Yeah. It eats your brain. Yeah, you go asymptomatic, including your non-transmissive after like a year or 2 years or something like that, or maybe even sooner. But
I mean, how do you miss or ignore all the skin falling off?
I'm just on the internet. I was genuinely on Google Images searching like skin peeling off palms, going from. And there are some gross pictures when you do that. And I'm just looking for the palms that look like my level of gross. I'm like, that kind of looks like mine.
You're looking down at the slipperiest keyboard you've ever seen. Just it's covered in olive oil.
Ooh, yeah, those are not pleasant images.
After a while, your palms heal up, but then you go crazy and you get really into amateur porn, police videos, and women fighting cars.
No.
What do you hydrate with, Drifter? Do you honestly hydrate mostly with water?
I drink almost exclusively water, a little bit of milk. I might drink juice like once a week. So the reason for this is I grew up in a family where they drank soda instead of water. I was belittled for being feminine, girly, other words I can't say here at dinner because I wanted to drink water. Also because I didn't like ice.
They wouldn't call you that.
Say that again?
They wouldn't call you that.
Okay. And
I'm lost.
So everybody in my family would just drink soda instead of water. And it was normal. A ton of people in the community were the same. And as I had health problems as a kid, probably related to this crap I got now. And I had to take diuretics for a couple of years. And the doctor said, if you take loop diuretics, you cannot drink only ginger ale. That'll make you sick as hell. So I had to go hard water. And it was like the biggest change. My whole body felt healthier, better, more normal. So even after the meds were done, that habit stuck, and I'm like water only. And I don't drink alcohol for other reasons, but
put some lemon in there at least.
Do you like are you a fancy man sometimes? Do you like a nice sparkling water?
No.
Oh,
I usually drink tap water, to be honest. Tap water, bottled water, regular water.
That's your problem. But I just solved your problem. It's that tap water you've been drinking a gallon of a day.
It's true. You're getting too much fluoride.
Well, I guess so.
Oh my God, no.
Did you see that? They came out.
I tested it. I tested it myself. I was, you know what? You're right. I was so fucked up and scared about so many things. I bought a home test kit and did the home test kit. We were very normal and safe within fluoride limits.
Fair.
What did they say?
I mostly just drink water, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, they're saying
tap water makes you gay.
The U.S.
They did put chemicals in the water to make the frogs gay.
Yeah, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services says that fluoridated drinking water can lead to a 2 to 5 point IQ drop in children when it's at too high of a level.
I never had.
It has to be double the recommended amount.
We had a well.
You had a well, so you probably didn't get any.
My entire life, my entire childhood anyway, had a well. When it would rain though, the water would get muddy. So that when it would like come like a really big like rainstorm, like the shower would run red. because it's like that red clay in Georgia. It's like, oh,
well, have animals die in it?
No, I mean it's covered up and everything. It's just like something would happen with the underground water table where it would get muddy.
I mean, there must be a little dead chicken in there, right? Like,
no, we're so far from the dead chickens. Like that's a concern. That's a concern. Like there's wells over there near the dead chickens.
Dozens of feet away.
Thousands of yards away. Like we would never go near the like there's a well over there near where the chickens have been buried. And I'm like, that's a car washing well. That is not a people drinking well.
The salmonella well.
How thirsty are you? Oh, salmonella would be a blessing compared to whatever's down in those.
Whatever evil would just be rotting away.
They dig a big, deep hole, as deep as a backhoe will reach into the ground. And then it's made to size because there's a concrete cap that you move from one to the other every time you fill one up. And it's got holes in it. And you open that hole and there's just evil down there because there's thousands of pounds of rotting chickens.
Do you fill it with something like concrete?
Chickens, Taylor.
Just chickens. Just fill it with chickens.
No, every
time Taylor.
Fill in the cracks with emulsified chickens.
You emulsify. Look, they melt. They're in a hot environment. They melt in like 24 hours or something. And the bacteria is so high down there that when you look down there, it's just swarming maggots and black rotten flesh and the most putrid thing you can imagine. It smells.
I'm glad you don't use that well.
I think it's like the end of the movie.
Don't use that well, though.
That's exactly what happened to my spine. Yay!
Oh, 1960 style.
By a helmet?
Yeah.
A helmet hit you? What happened?
So back problems. About 90% sure. My junior year of high school, I had to substitute play offensive line. Not really what I'm good at. And
you're not built like an offensive lineman.
I went to a segregated white-only private school for the richest kids in town, and I was the biggest next
amongst them. Available. You are the offensive lineman.
So a really good football team, right?
Anyway, I was defense. I liked being fast and like fucking people up, jumping the line, under feet, stuff like that. I couldn't move this guy out of the way. So the guy who was my 1-year senior wanted to punish me for being a bad lineman. So with his head just full on rammed me right in the back, and it kind of bowed my back backward, and I felt something pop. Now, when you're a kid, you don't, it's sore for a day and it gets better. And you think, I probably sprained something. And then 20 years later, you go to the doctor and they're like, yeah, man, one of your bones is pretty fucked up back there.
Do they make you? I wish the doctor would make you like feel better when they're giving you news like that. They'd be like, oh, your back's pretty fucked up. You're a pretty tough guy. Wow, you walked in here like this, and then
that's a good doctor.
Okay, no joke.
I've had so many nurses like that. They're like, you can take it, huh? You got really hot. And I'm like, yeah, I'm a big boy.
Man here.
This never happens to me, honestly.
And I do the same to them. I do the same to them.
My dog died, actually.
What you do to them, Kyle?
But to take a step back,
if they're giving me stitches or they're injecting me or they're taking blood, I'd be like, bet you know what you're doing. Bet you're a fucking pro. Like I talk them up. I'm like, I bet you never miss a vein. How many times in a row have you hit it and not missed? What, 100, 1,000? Come on, be honest. You know what you're doing. You working this shift? You got to. And then I'll be like, please hit my vein the first time.
It's bad when they don't. Had somebody miss once. Awful.
Yeah, that's true.
I've told the story before. I went to get blood, and I'm the stupid dad joking guy. I'm like, oh, first time? And she didn't answer. She wouldn't tell me. She wouldn't admit to it being her. And I was like, wait, seriously? First time? Now, I'm like, all right, well, I'm your guy, right? If you need someone to give blood, take blood from the first time, I'm pretty calm. I've done this before. And my veins, people like, I don't really know how to spot an easy to see vein, but they tell me I have them. And I mentioned that one time before, and they're like, yeah, I can see it from 16 feet away. Your vein is easy to find. She didn't find it. She messed it up. She put it in excruciatingly slow. And then she kind of freaked out and got nervous. So she pulled it out a little and then pushed it back, and then no blood was coming. But it wasn't coming out of the needle thing. But
bleeding.
Dude, it's all over my clothes. It's on my shorts. It's on my shirt. It's on the chair thing.
I'm getting a little lightheaded hearing.
I empathize with you so profoundly. That was my exact experience. Oh, we missed it. Hold up. Let me rifle it a little bit like a fish or like I'm sewing. Yeah. And that just made it 10 times worse.
So I was cool about it, kind of. I was like, hey, no hard feelings. Everything's cool. but she's going the second try, right? And they're like, yeah, we won't give you her twice in a row. So that's how it went.
That's were you like trying to be kind about it? It seems like as you start bleeding, were you like, oh whoa, like just
best two out of three, maybe.
It's okay, I got plenty.
I think they switched.
There's a lot of air in there.
I went unconscious last time I gave blood. Like
really?
Almost every time. I have to let them know. I'm like, you better get a wet rag handy because at some point I'm gonna start going down. I don't know if it's from the lack of
joke, Kyle. If you ever like, oh my stars, I'm getting the vapors.
Dude, no, you have to be serious because they'll think you're joking when I'd be like, listen, I'm probably gonna pass out or something at some point. It's not a big deal, and she's a medical professional, I hope, but I'm letting her know. I'm like, not a big deal. I'm gonna pass out. It'd be like 10-30 seconds. I'll be back up. You got a wet washcloth or one of those gym paper towels? Like that'd be great. It'd be great.
Yeah, not a big deal. I'm just letting you know. And also, that Camaro out front, that's mine. So just so you know, I am cool. I just don't
pass out. I'm a brave warrior.